Hey guys, I don't know if I'll even film a video, but I bought a new car. Hey there! I made a video a while ago saying we're buying a new car. And I got it. So, in my garage here, a 2007 G35X with the raised wheels off of that thing. Now that thing's wheels are actually up, there's two up there, and then my brother-in-law has two. But what we are going to do, which camera do I look at? This phone has 3 cameras. So this is the first HR that I've had. It needs quite a bit of work, and I told the guy that, so that's why I got it for a decent deal. But the HR has the 2 intakes. You know, there's one, there's 2. But it's covered in oil. I mean covered. Now I suspected that this puddling right here was this cover. Now these bolts are not OEM, as these ones are. I stole that one. I took that cam cover off, I put a new gasket on it, and as I was torquing it down, they stripped. Now, they were probably stripped before, which is probably why it was leaking, and it didn't need a new gasket, but I ordered the thread inserts for that. Otherwise, what we need, right off the rip, just from noticing when I picked it up, this boot is ripped and duct taped. Which, it's post-MAF, it's a vacuum leak, it's going to make the car run like garbage as we take in unmetered air. Other things I noticed, the PCV system ran funky. I don't know why that's like that. I don't know if it's the wrong PCV system, or if... I have no idea. I don't know anything about HRs. I've had 4 DE motors. This is my first HR, so we're learning. I guess that's that. But it's got the InGen intakes with the ripped boot, so I got to find a new boot. The brake fluid cover is painted blue. Now so is the, oh, I guess I can't pull it out, but the piece that goes from the bumper to the radiator support is also blue. So looking for one of those. Hopefully I'll find one. If not, I'll just paint the blue one, maybe. The last little thing under the hood that I didn't like. The hood shocks are bad. Hood falls in your head. Now it's not a heavy hood, but hood shocks were on my list of stuff to get. Also, this is a valve cover bolt. I know it's a valve cover bolt because I've done valve covers on all of my VQs. And these ones have probably been done too, but this bolt scares me, which means we're going to have to check all the bolts in the valve cover to make sure they're all there. Because the last thing I want is oil leaking on my concrete driveway. Because you'll see it. So, we went to the junkyard. I found a new intake boot off a G37 that isn't ripped. So that should bolt right up there. The other thing I did find, I got hood shocks. That's probably pretty close. So I did manage to find a few hood shocks. We'll see if they're good or if they hold the hood up. Be super helpful so I don't have to vice grip it. But I'm sure you also noticed the brake fluid cover was painted blue. It was red at one point. Now it's blue. So we got the freshie. Okay. Now she's clean. So, got a fresh brake fluid cover, which is sick because I don't like the blue. Stopped painting parts with spray paint. It's not cool. Also, I cleaned it quickly. I'll clean it more, but my general rule of thumb is don't take anything off without cleaning it. I did detail the inside. Antibacterial disinfectant cleaner. Kind of froze, but we did get the inside a little bit cleaner. I don't love it. This panel is also broken. I'm looking for one of these. The G I looked at didn't have it. Apparently they break a lot. So on our list of goodies that I found, we had a brake cover, but these cars are supposed to have battery covers. Here's our battery. That was actually the first project. This terminal was so busted that the car I had to tighten that like every time by hand before I started the car. And then what I'm going to do is, this is actually from the Z, because I took it off and built a custom one for the Z. So I got the J-hook hooked down there. I got to tighten it. I found the J-hook back here. It's actually inside. We'll have a battery cover that isn't missing. So we'll have both covers, a new intake boot, new hood shocks. Hopefully we won't leak oil. I'm really excited for this car. It's my first HR, my first all-wheel drive. Everything I've had to this point has been rear-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive. So that pretty much covers engine bay stuff. The last thing I found in this G37, it was white, it was beautiful. Yeah, there was a small crash, the hood was all banged up, but the trunk. Now, this car did come with stock suspension for the front, rears, more rears. Basically, just parts thrown back here. There's rotors that don't look like they fit, some extra brake pads. So, I'm gonna neglect all of these things right now. That one's empty. That's a Rice Krispie treat. Quick garage update. I got most of the insulation done. Okay, the ceiling is in all the way over. I had to have my buddy come put different garage door hinges on so that the door didn't contact the ceiling. So he came and did that. The lights were not gonna fit above the door. So I ran a wire underneath the door that connects to that beam and this beam. And the lights are underneath, so it is bright. There were 4 lights in here, now there's 8. So we can see at any point in time. Trunk parts. Okay. Again, these don't look like they fit on this car. They might. These look fairly decent. Like, kind of newish. It does have all new tires. And up here has the drilled and slotteds, which I guess what these are a match for. But again, I don't know if they fit. If they don't fit, hopefully they fit the Z when I do the back Brembos. Other miscellaneous things, the front mud flap. The front of the car is so low that it gets destroyed. So the whole purpose of me, oh look, a hole. Sick. Alright, we'll go a wide angle because that's what my phone wants to do. So, I'm moving stuff in the trunk currently in order to install the carpet. Yes, the Junkyard G37 had an absolutely mint rear carpet. Now there's 2 layers here. This one's got some plastic underneath it. This is really sweet. The Infinity is super clean. They never put anything necessarily gross back there. Now, for reference here, I have another one. I don't even want to show you guys this. So this is from this car, okay? I use that thing as a truck. I put leaves and hay bales and all sorts of stuff in it, but look at this carpet comparison. Nasty. I don't even want this thing near it. Let's go ahead. I'm going to put this in off camera because I don't know where my tripod is, and then I'll show it to you guys. We're back. So, It's a little lumpy and bumpy because I kept the suspension and stuff underneath it. But look how, oh no. Blech. Stop with the little trees, man. They don't look good. They don't smell good. They're just, they're not it. Oh my God. They're freaking everywhere. Look at that, freshy. It looks better than what's in there, which is a problem, but I don't care. At least it's got a complete trunk, which is sick. This is a daily project. It needs a full exhaust. The exhaust on it's wretched. I'm gonna try to fit the single exit exhaust from my first G sedan that I bought when it got parted out. Not the same car. I'm hoping it's not much different. I know the Y pipe's a different shape, but we can order that. So this side's clean. I like this side. It's got some kind of diffusers. I don't know. Those are gonna have to come off of there. But I think in the spring, I'll go ahead, I'll vinyl wrap it with a new door, and it'll look so fresh, so clean. And I can't wait to have it as an actual daily. I've wanted a V36 for a very long time, and I don't know, here it is. Even my fiance is like, that's a pretty good looking car. I agree. Also, back to the garage update. Ceiling is in, lights are on, doors fixed. I still got to do that whole wall up to this window. Now the only problem is I had to take all this stuff off of this shelf to put the ceiling in, so that's a mess. Now I got to take this cabinet, that shelf, my toolbox, put it over here where it's finished to do this corner, and then take all that stuff and shift it back to do that corner. But I started organizing some stuff here. So I got the tire racks up here. These over here, I just brought the hose in. Thank goodness we had a 56-degree day, because my hose was frozen and it was on the ground and I didn't know what to do. So it finally warmed up. It's warm in here. I got to roll the hose up. I'm going to do all the beach stuff on that wall. Chairs, umbrellas, the hoses, my skimboard, this pop-up thing, anything beach related, summer related on that wall. Kenny.jb on Instagram. He came over one night and he was like, I saw your garage open. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing anything, but let's go do something. So Kenny's my motivation. I actually fixed my radiator. It died at the end of last season, so probably like March, April. It died. Plug it in, doesn't turn on. I don't know anything about radiator, so it just sat here. I was ready to get rid of it. I watched a couple YouTube videos, just a couple quick things. Basically, there's a motor back here. I thought the motor was, there's a motor, fan, and then like a heat tube, which is in there. But I thought the motor was dead because the fan wouldn't spin, so I greased the fan blades and then they spun. And I'm like, cool, fan spins. So turn it on, does the same thing. I noticed it doesn't look like it got any fuel. So a little more watching of the same video. The fuel pump is on the back of the motor and the fan is on the front. So I took apart the little fuel pump back there, wiped off all the old grease, did a little bit of white lithium grease, and it was able to actually run and start. Now with the insulation, with no insulation last year, we would run this thing non-stop. It would get to like 60 degrees on a cold night, non-stop. So if I was trying to vinyl wrap or do anything, dusty. So we had it in here. I have a thermometer. There's a thermometer right there. We had the heater on the other night for like 20 minutes, I think. And it brought it from about 35 to like 80 degrees. It was insane. It was so hot in here. I was like, oh, I'm gonna die. So the next plan of action is get a wall-mounted propane heater, and I'll be able to light that, run for 20 minutes, turn the propane heater on, and hopefully just hold the heat in. But I gotta insulate the garage door because it's just metal, and I gotta insulate the wall behind me. And hopefully we can stay warm this winter. I'd like to, when the new G is out of here, put the Z. I usually back it in right here, and it goes to about, I don't know, there. So I'll put the Z in this wall, and then I'll be able to like have another car over here to work on, whether I'm doing the audio oil change or vinyl wrapping or something. I don't know. It's not a huge shop. I'm just trying to make the most of my space. So that's a beater and garage. It's a beater and heater update. Yeah. I don't know who's going to watch this. I figure if I videotape things, hopefully people will watch them. Even if you don't watch them. I get to watch my progression. I did a Facebook updating thread. Facebook thread. I'd post pictures every time I updated that car when I bought it, and people seem to like it. I had the motor out of it, regasketed the whole thing, and I call it Shit G. Instead of shitty, it's Shit G. So I don't have an outro yet. Let's do a montage. This is a B-roll shot.